Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Adam Bergman's Moneymakers. Guys, today I want to talk about you guessed it, I want to talk about PALANTIR. Why do I keep talking about PALANTIR? Because I believe PALANTIR is so under the radar, and only now it's getting credibility. Only now it's getting traction. And if you've been following my channel for quite a while, I told you what the big issue is of PALANTIR. PALANTIR was perceived as losing government momentum. So they were always a government contractor, and they've been in business for over a decade. However, over the last 2 years since they went public, I know it's not 2 full years, but over the last 2 years, they started concentrating on the commercial side. Why? The commercial side is where you have a larger TAM, total addressable market. However, between the commercial side and the government side, your TAM is just multiplied that much more. Because we were perceived as not gaining government contracts, and I'll explain to you why I keep using the word perceived in quotations. One of the reasons is because we didn't gain any extra government contracts over the last quarter, and then it significantly went down over the last 4 quarters. Okay, I'll give it that. So 4 quarters ago, we had like 76% government, and now we have like 28% government, something like this, off the top of my head. Cathie Wood, who was a huge PALANTIR bull, she has, I believe, 7 total funds, but 5 main funds, maybe 8 funds, but 5 main funds, ARC ETFs. PALANTIR was only the second stock that was across all 5 of those ETFs. And it was a massive, massive 37 million shares of PALANTIR position across all 5 funds. Cathie Wood speaks that she has conviction, that she believes in the company, and she invests for 5-year horizon. However, I think she fumbled the ball, she made a boo-boo, and I think she flip-flopped like crazy on this one. Now it's your money, you could do whatever you want. She charges a 0.75% fee to manage her funds, and she's a multi-billion-dollar fund. So her net worth is like 250, 300 million, so she's obviously doing something right. But with PALANTIR, I think she made a huge mistake, and she sold early. I think she sold when it was just under $10 or right around the $10 mark, which definitely caused the price to go down even lower. What's going to end up happening, mark my words, and I've said this many times before, Cathie Wood will be buying back into PALANTIR, except she's probably going to be buying back in when you see additional government contracts coming in. Why? She cannot buy now because she's going to look like a fool, or somebody's definitely going to get fired. She has to wait and be able to justify why she sold. So she's going to say, oh, no government contract growth. And then the next Q earnings, we're going to have an influx of government contracts, hopefully. And then she's going to say, okay, well, things change, the dynamic change, and this is why we're buying back in, right? So she has to have a reason why she sells. She has to have a reason why she buys, because she does have shareholders that deposit large amounts of money into her funds. So I was reading the news yesterday about PALANTIR because I go through it all the time because I get to give you guys the banger information updates, and I find this article right here. This article reads, the agency that maintains the U.S. nuclear weapons stockpile wants to allocate its employees and finances with safety in mind using a new data platform developed by PALANTIR. The National Nuclear Security Administration awarded a 5-year, $89.9 million contract to the Silicon Valley-based software company for a platform of capable measuring the health of its safety programs, PALANTIR announced Monday. So it's not a Silicon Valley-based software company because it's no longer in Silicon Valley. It's out of Denver because they have beef with Silicon Valley. But other than that, this article is amazing. So just understand what they're trying to say. The agency that maintains the U.S. nuclear weapons stockpile wants to allocate employees with safety, okay? So it wants to maintain safety for its employees, and it wants to maintain safety for its finances. Now they're about to use PALANTIR Foundry. Notice, 5-year contract, $90 million. That's $18 million a year. On average, a contract for PALANTIR is $6.5 million. PALANTIR is not cheap. It is expensive. However, the cost, right? The cost that it costs to set somebody up. So PALANTIR's bottom line, the cost goes down, which means the bottom line goes up. More profits, more margin. Before, it used to take months to set somebody up. Now PALANTIR can set you up in a couple of days, but they're still using the same amount of employees. this is gonna show in earnings over a longer period of time. You're not gonna notice it like boom, but you will notice it over the next 2, 3, 4, 5, so on years. So I believe that the price of Palantir is also gonna go up because of that, and it's flying under the radar. However, the point is, people are like, oh, government contracts are not going up. Well, here's another government contract. And I quote, our work with NNSA illustrates Palantir's mission to provide software to the world's most important institutions in support of their most critical work, said Akash Jain, president of Palantir's USG. And I quote, we are excited to expand our work within the US government and provide the NNSA with a high-tech solution to make the best possible use of their resources in support of the nation's nuclear security missions. The contract is Palantir's first with NNSA. While many of Palantir's recent federal contracts have been tied to COVID pandemic response systems, the company started in the defense and intelligence space, one of the first tech startups explicit in their desire to aid national security agencies. Guys, you remember that's what I said, that they're beefing with Silicon Valley? Silicon Valley is all about F America, let's go against her. Let's go against her and her allies. Let's work with anybody. Let's just whore ourselves out to the highest bidder. Palantir is different. Palantir only works with America and her allies. That's it. And they kind of suffered for a while with this, but now it's coming to light and people are starting to understand it from other great YouTubers like myself, and a bunch of other people are talking about it. Now you have articles coming out, so on and so forth. So people are starting to understand, wow, Palantir is the real deal. And they're pro-military and they're pro-patriotic. Huge difference, right? Palantir landed its first Space Force contract almost a year ago and an Army network modernization contract in November. So as you see, Palantir is working with massive, massive government contracts. I believe that there are a lot of other contracts that we don't know about, including commercial, including international contracts. That's also going to help the company grow. Now, Palantir was beat up over the last 2 days. I ended up buying some options yesterday because I thought that it was an overreaction to the FOMC, Federal Open Markets Committee, minutes. And as the minutes actually came out, you noticed it wasn't that bad because we already expected it. All these things are already priced in. So I made a bet buying Palantir options that, hey, I think everything's gonna be okay. So I bought Palantir options yesterday and I bought Palantir options 2 days ago. Now I give all my alerts in my Patreon group. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but at least I explain why I'm buying and selling stuff the same way Kathy Wood has to explain to her shareholders. None of this is financial advice. I'm just an entertainer and educator at best. It's very important to note, first, I appreciate all of you guys for making this channel as big as it is. We are now at 207 people. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I truly do. Second thing I want to say, that although we did not grow our government contracts, the number of government contracts in our last Q report, we did increase how much we're getting for each contract. So it was 141%, which means we increased our existing contracts by 41%. So we are growing despite not getting any new government contracts. However, I could see the beef, I could see the issues, I could see the kind of hate or fighting around Palantir, why Kathy Wood sold. I think there's some other stuff behind that. I think she just needs to rebalance her books, but whatever. Now we got to give her a reason to buy back in. Now someone's gonna say, well, we don't need Kathy. Yeah, we do need Kathy. We actually need as many funds as possible. And there are many other funds that are now buying Palantir, which I'll make a different video about. If Kathy can buy in another 10 million shares, 20 million, 30 million, or even 50 million shares, Palantir's price is gonna go through the roof. Like if she was to buy it tomorrow, Palantir's price is gonna run through $20 a share. I mean, it is what it is. Guys, I'm super bullish on Palantir. I'm not really focusing on the micro. I'll play an options call here or there. But in the long run, 5 to 10 years, as I said many, many times before, and people think I'm crazy, Palantir is going to be a $1 trillion company. I discovered yesterday, I made a video that we're working with Google, we're working with Amazon, not as direct partners, but a loosely strategic partner, and we actually get the thumbs up from both of them. Well, it makes you think, who else are we working with? Microsoft, Tesla, Facebook, or Meta, Apple? Man, I could see we working with all of them. It's still taboo to say that you're working with Palantir. Why? If you're picking Palantir, that means that you're not picking your existing software company. You're not picking your existing data analytics company. You understand? So people get angry, people get perturbed that you're using a new service provider. People are greedy and they want you all to themselves. And it's really hard for them to upgrade their systems to compete with Palantir because Palantir doesn't have any competition. And what people are doing today, Palantir was doing 10 years ago. That's a fact, Jack. And what Palantir has is oncology, which makes a digital twin of the existing platform of your existing business, which allows you to plug and play different types of scenarios to see what will happen or, more importantly, what will not happen. And Palantir does not give you just raw data. Palantir gives you processed data, preemptively thinking what you will need. Most companies will just give you data and you guys figure it out. Oh, you guys want to see what happened at 3 o'clock? Well, okay, here, at 3 o'clock on this street or at 3 o'clock in your computer, terminal 4, this and this, Bob did this and this, and that's what happened. Okay, great. Palantir would be like, oh, you guys need that information? Why do you need that information? And let's already give you the process information of what you're looking for, preemptively, to save you time, headache, and money. Not to make you more efficient, let's make you less inefficient. Please give me the likes, please give me the shares, and definitely please give me the subscribe to help this channel grow. And once again, I wanted to make it very, very clear. I'm not a financial advisor, but even more so, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for making me what I am. Have a great day.